Welcome to another episode of our CV Weekly podcast. I'm so excited about today's show. We have with us Grammy nominated as well as ACM and CMA award-winning Nashville singer-songwriter Jimmy Yeary. And he's also going to be performing for us. And then we have local singer-songwriter Giselle Wu. We all love Giselle. Today's episode is brought to you by Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. Sit back and enjoy the show. Our next guest is award-winning singer-songwriter Jimmy Yeary. Jimmy, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Tracy. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
I'm very excited because you've written songs for a lot of my favorite people. I mean, it's a long list, but just to name a few: Tim McGraw, Lee Brice, John Party, Kenny Chesney, Morgan Wallen, Martina McBride, George Strait, Drew Baldridge, and Hardy, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So that's quite an impressive, aside from doing your own music, which we'll talk about as well.
Yeah.
So I want to start out by asking, do you write with an artist in mind or let the story lead and figure out a voice for it later?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's different on any given day. There are days when we know that there's somebody looking for a particular song. Maybe Kenny Chesney has a specific song that he's looking for. I have done that where I've aimed at him directly because of information given to me by him or somebody in his camp. And then, but more, in my brain, it really helps me to hear somebody. And there are certain artists that I hear well.
Mm-hmm.
Tim McGraw's one of them. And I don't hear other artists, honestly. I've never had any luck with like Jason Aldean.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I don't. He's more of a minor, his chords are, but for whatever reason. But like a Tim McGraw is just somebody. Chesney, I tend to hear in my brain.
Right.
And so it is fun. And that only comes with saturating yourself with a particular artist, over and over again.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Where you can kind of, and knowing what they've done, what they're doing, so you can better predict what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the other artists that have been your favorites to write for or write with?
Some
of the experiences,
Yeah. Well, there's a new artist, Drew Baldridge. And
yes.
With She's Somebody's Daughter, was recently a hit for him. And,
yes.
But I've been writing a lot with him lately, and really aiming towards McGraw. Again, McGraw is someone I can get on the phone. I can send him a text of a song and he'll listen to it immediately. I've been doing a lot of writing lately with Michael Bublé.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, and so that is been pretty neat, to say the least. So we do because he's all over the world. His wife he's in Argentina. He just came back from China, so we always FaceTime. But he never calls me. He always FaceTimes me. And so we'll. But yeah, we've written. We're working on finishing our third song right now.
And that's kind of a different feel than the country artist, because that's not what he's known for.
Yeah, now this will be the album I'm working on for him is going to be what he's done. So it'll be that crooner style, Sinatra style thing, and then he's going to do I think 6 originals, 6 covers, and then he wants 6 originals that sound like classics. So that's what we're working on. And then he's going to do a country. Rumor has it he might do a country record. And
I heard something about that.
Yeah, but it's going to be classics.
Yeah.
Remakes. So there's no, So I joke with him. I can't write a classic that's already been a hit. So
right.
I'm out of that. But yeah, I'll tell you what. But again, all of that to say, I hear him in my head really well.
Yeah.
And the first 2 things that I mapped out for him and sent to him, he absolutely loved and So he's got an Elvis thing to him that's obvious.
Yeah.
I was drenched in Elvis and Billy Joel are all I listened to growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of the stuff Dad was playing, all
Right.
the country stuff. But yeah.
Well, and what I think is cool with you is that you've written for so many of the older classic artists, like George Strait and Chesney and stuff, but that you're also working with the current people like Morgan Wallen, and Hardy.
Yeah.
And John Party, who's also, on the charts right now too.
Right.
And so that's a big straddle there.
Yeah, and it's not unlike anything, especially in today's world. Things are ever changing, and they're changing much quicker than they did years ago.
Right.
And so, it's almost, I feel like in my brain, accurately or not, that if I haven't had a hit in 5 years, or if somebody else hasn't had a hit in 5 years, I wonder about their relevancy. I start going, that's why. So I've been lucky enough since this started that I've been consistently had a hit about every year or 18 months.
Yeah.
And so that's me just busting my butt.
And that's impressive.
And that's just writing. And as you know, writing songs or a magazine or ideas or, it takes it's a great growing experience to give everything you have put into something that is almost certainly not going to get recorded by somebody. But you can't consistently have hits if you don't go into every single venture with everything you have.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, you move on. It doesn't work, you move on. It doesn't work, you move on until eventually one happens and you don't even know why it happened.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I have another question on here that kind of leads into that. Have you ever had a song that was rejected that blew up later, kind of as a follow-up to what you were saying?
Oh,
It took it a while to come around.
Well, you know what?
Maybe you forgot about it, but then
that eventually became a hit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the song, Everything Gonna Be All Right, Everything Gonna Be All Right. So I wrote that with David Lee Murphy, who sang on that with Kenny Chesney. And so the day I wrote it with David Lee Murphy and another gentleman, we were writing it for Kenny Chesney. And Kenny heard it. David pitched it to him because David and Kenny are great friends. Kenny said, I love this. A few weeks went by. He asked for a lyric because he was going into the studio. Anytime an artist goes in the studio in Nashville, asks for a lyric, that means they're cutting it. And so we were so excited. And for whatever reason, he got in the studio and we got word the next day he had not cut it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was very sort of deflating to say, but then months went by and I gave up on the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then as crazy as it was, David Lee Murphy called me one day and said, hey, I'm going to do a duet with Chesney wants to do a duet with me. And at that time, David was 56. I don't know. He's up there, 57. Yeah. So I didn't, I was excited for him, but in my mind, I'm thinking this is never going to happen.
Right.
And he said, yeah, and Chesney's going to be on it, da-da-da-da. So they put it out and it blew up. So yeah. But I spent a lot of time disheartened by the fact that song didn't get cut, and it turned out to be one of the biggest hits I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
You
don't know.
Because it could have been, the forgotten one.
Yeah.
What's a lyric that you've written that still gives you chills when you hear it?
Yeah, I drive your truck. It impacts me because of the real life story of a dad losing his son in Afghanistan and what have you.
Yeah.
The song that I love to sing always is a song that Tim McGraw had a hit with called I Called Mama. And I got a call one day downtown Nashville. I was riding with a couple riders and a mutual friend of the man that passed away. He called me and he said, hey, our buddy Alan died. And I was like, it was a gut punch. I couldn't believe it. And he said, yeah. So I got off the phone. It felt like it was just a gut punch. And I told the guys I needed to leave. I was in no mood to write. I drove down. I picked up a Slim Jim and a Coke and went down the lake and just stared at the water and called my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't tell her why I was calling her, but I was calling her because it could have been her.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, dang, man, life is really, really short. And it's a shame sometimes it takes something like that to make you call your mama.
Yeah.
And so the next day I was telling that to a couple of friends, and we just wrote that story. I got a call from a friend about a friend with some news no one ever wants to hear, and just went into that story, and then stopped off at a Texaco, bought a Slim Jim and a Coke, and eventually, and I called Mama.
Yeah.
But Tim absolutely loved it and released it on Mother's Day.
Oh, wow.
About a month after we wrote it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's strong.
But yeah, it still is emotional for me to sing every time.
Yeah, and I can see why. Yeah.
Yeah.
What comes first for you? The melody, the story, the lyric,
Yeah.
an emotion?
Yeah, always making sure that the emotion is there, and knowing that if I don't feel it, other people don't tend to feel it.
Yeah.
And if I do, they tend to. And yeah, it depends. I mean, there have been songs that I've written, like "I Drive Your Truck." I wrote the melody almost entirely without any lyrics.
Yeah.
And then because I knew what the hook was going to be, the title and the subject matter, and I wanted that melody to marry it, and so I wrote that in my recorder on my phone driving into Nashville on the way to write that song. And there's a song called "Why Wait" by Rascal Flatts that was a hit for them. That was all melody at first,
Mm-hmm.
and the only reason I had the melody is because that was my first #1, and so I was nervous about writing with these two big time writers, and I was just like, I don't have any ideas. They're gonna think I suck, and
Right.
then I was like, I got to get something going, so I got this little melody going that I thought they would like, and it turned into that. And sometimes I just have but typically it's a melody and a lyric at the same time. I just get into that mood, right?
Right.
Where I'm feeling something or
It just
something's
comes
happened
together. Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's just the emotion. I love to feel. I can be quite emotional, and so I enjoy those kind of songs, and when you land on one that's working and really moving you, you go, oh my goodness, maybe this will move other people.
Have you ever written a song that was so personal to you that you almost hesitated having somebody else record it?
No, I've never. No, I would let my buddy Rich record all my songs, honestly, and do the album cover for him. But Lord, it's anytime, as you can imagine, it's such a competitive world.
Yeah.
That if somebody has a record deal, fan or no fan, they want to record my songs, I'm just like, if I was an artist, like, I was younger and I was just a big time artist myself.
Yeah.
And well, then it would be fun to, like, you know what, nobody's touching this one.
Yeah, it'd be maybe more personal.
Yeah, and in the beginning,
when
when
I
was
to make that the hit. Yeah.
Right. And in my late 20s, when I had record deals with Atlantic and DreamWorks, and I was had a single release, and but the new regime came in, and all that disbanded. But there was a time there where I was holding songs for me, and then I finally got tired after the record deals and the loss of the record deals and all the politics. I just went, I think I'm losing a bunch of money here. So take my songs and record them.
What's the weirdest or most unexpected writing session that you've ever had?
The weirdest, most unexpected?
Yeah.
Well, I won't say who it was. I walked out of a write only one time in my career.
Okay.
And it was I'll just call them a group of guys.
Okay.
And I won't give any information. You won't know who I don't think. But I absolutely, I called my publisher about an hour into it. I mean, these guys were, they were taking turns walking outside, just getting whatever they could do to make themselves, get as high as low as they wanted to get. And then they'd come back in and they weren't even talking to me. They was talking to each other. And what if we do this? And I'd throw out something and they'd be like, yeah, but what if, the world is, I don't know what happened, but I called my publisher and I was just like, call, and I don't care who's sick, but they're in my family and I got to go. Call me. And I went back in the room, and sure enough, he called, and of course I was like, oh my gosh, that's awful. I'll be right there. And so I just started packing up my guitar, and they're like, what's going on? I'll explain later, guys. I hate that I can't be here anymore, but I haven't seen those guys since. And, anyway, I'll muscle through anything. But that day, I remember thinking, I know for a fact this is not going to turn into. And these guys haven't really done all that much. So
yeah, okay. So
I hope that answered your question. It was weird.
It did. Now I'm going to wonder who that is, but it's okay.
Yeah, I better shut up.
So when you're on stage performing your own work, how does it feel compared to hearing somebody else perform your songs?
Yeah, as you can imagine, it's awesome to hear somebody else. What a compliment to your passion and your creativity and your heart when somebody does it. But when I sang "I Drive Your Truck," that's how it was written, and it's not. Lee Bryce did it his way. He used my demo and my vocal to learn it, but there's nuances in his voice and his emotions, and he brings his heart into it. But that was written from my heart. So when I sing it, it's fun. It's fun to sing something that you absolutely love.
Yeah.
And so to be able to write a song, somebody else make it a hit, and then me be able to go somewhere and go, hey, that song that you've heard, I created that, and now I'm going to show you how it was originated.
Right.
And to be able to present that is really fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's really fun to see people go, oh my gosh.
Oh, sure.
I know that song.
Yeah.
And that's
the guy who wrote it.
And that's the guy that wrote it. And then I really enjoy, because I can just sing it it's my song.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So.
Yeah, you can sing it however you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, but I enjoy that. I enjoy doing shows and singing those songs.
Is there somebody that you would like to collaborate with, write with, that you haven't yet? Like a dream person?
I don't necessarily think that's true. Selfishly, I want to write with everybody. That's I want on every artist. I want one Jelly Roll's next record. I want all these people.
I want on Jelly Roll's next record.
I know, right? He's just absolutely blown up. But I try to be really realistic and grateful I've been able to write for a lot of people, and that's something that many people would give anything to have just one of those opportunities.
Yeah, just even one of them.
Yes.
Much less the handful.
That's
more
right.
than a handful. You've got handfuls of.
Well,
let's talk about awards.
Yeah.
Because I know you've won some awards. I don't want to, before we wrap things up, I don't want to forget about that. Let's talk about some of the awards that you've won.
Well, let's see. So I Drive Your Truck was Song of the Year at the CMA Awards in all of country music in 2013. It was the Song of the Year at the ACM Awards in 2013. I won a CMA for Everything's Gonna Be All Right with collaboration of the year. And then, of course, I've won Song of the Year. I had Bluegrass Song of the Year about 3 years ago. I'm up for Song of the Year in Bluegrass this year.
Oh, okay, cool.
With a song that was a 11-week #1 in Bluegrass. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is, it's a small market, but it's a genre that I absolutely love.
I love bluegrass.
I love it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I still love writing it. Lots of awards in gospel music. My wife is Sonia Isaacs Yeary, but she's with the Isaacs, and they're Opry members. They became members a couple of years ago, and they travel the globe singing. But I write for a lot of the different gospel artists. Karen Pecks and Jason Krabs of the world. So I had, I'm up for a
Yeah.
couple Dove Awards this year in gospel. And
Very cool.
yeah, so
Yeah.
awards, it's I've lost more than I've won, but I was
Well, and I
up
know
for a
you don't-
Grammy that I lost, but I mean we were there. We were,
Yeah. Well, and still just to be nominated and
yes.
stuff.
So,
And you don't really write with that intention,
no,
but to have your work recognized.
Absolutely.
I mean, who doesn't want that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awards tend to, if I'm being honest, they get under my skin sometimes because you know how we are. We can be so cynical, and
Yeah.
but you'll see, like at the Grammys, you'll see an artist that you're just like, that artist. I mean, that's amazing. That's all they've done their whole career, and
Yeah.
then somebody will swoop in and go, "I'm going to make a record, that's Americana or whatever," and because of the name, the votes go their way, and you try not to look at it like that.
Yeah.
But even though it's political, I sure would like it to lean my way sometimes.
Right. Of course.
But I really am grateful.
What do you attribute the longevity of your career to?
I think it's relevancy. It's meaning I continue to write. I continue to stay. My craft is honed to a point where I'm able to continue writing with the young up and comers.
Yeah.
And maintain those relationships. And then if you're writing with the Hardys and the Morgan Wallens, well, then you're staying relevant, and I'm around a lot of these younger writers and artists, and I'm just in the mix. I know how to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And that's important. I can't say it like some old dude. I got to say it. I got to pretend I'm 21 again.
Right.
But I better know how a 21 talks today, not like they did when I was 21.
Right.
And so there's a lot of studying the market and knowing how to say what they want to say and predict what they're going to say based on what they've already said. And that's different for every single artist. And staying relevant to the times we live in. It's a lot of work. People, sometimes they're just like, man, it's hard being a songwriter in country music. And it's something that, I stay healthy. You ask how I maintain longevity. I stay really healthy. I run every day. I try to eat right. I try to watch everything I eat and drink. I try to watch my stress level. If my wife is unhappy about something and I'm getting ready to walk out the door, I don't have the creative spare change to give you. Fine, you're right, I'm wrong, I love you, bye-bye. And it's little things like
words to live by.
It's the truth. And it's just, when you're stressed and you're nervous, or you're complaining, or you're mad at traffic, you're mad at the world, you can't be creative. You can't do it.
Blocks all that off.
It blocks all that off.
Yeah.
And you're just not enjoying, the process. So staying well connected to the kids and making sure I've spent ample time with them, and I'm taking care of all of my life that really matters.
Right.
And it just is. If I keep doing that, it seems to keep working.
Awesome. Well, I am so excited that you were here with us today. I thank you so much. And please tell me you're going to perform for us too.
If you would like me to, sure.
I would love that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Jimmy Yeary, and he's going to perform for us next.
Nestled in the heart of Yucca Valley, Mojave Gold offers a curated experience of exceptional cuisine and unforgettable live music with intimate sets and incredible sound. Their venue was built for connection to the music, the moment, and each other.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Yeary, and this is a song that I wrote for Tim McGraw. This is I Call Mom. I got a call from a friend about a friend with some news no one ever wants to hear. It hit me like a punch, it took my breath. He was just getting into his best years. Yeah, something like that'll shake you up, really wake you up. So I stopped off at a Texaco, bought a Slim Jim and a Coke. I parked out by the water just to watch that river flow. Grabbed my guitar from the back seat, wrote a song just for me. And I sung it for the blue skies and a couple live oak trees. Thought of home, grabbed my phone from my pocket, and I called Mom. It rang a couple times and she picked up. I can always hear her smile when I call. Said I just called to tell you that I loved you. I was missing you and Dad and home, that's all. Yeah, I really got to thinking this morning about what's important. So I stopped off at a Texaco, bought a Slim Jim and a Coke. I parked out by the water just to watch that river flow. Grabbed my guitar from the back seat, wrote a song just for me. And I sung it for the blue skies and a couple live oak trees. Thought of home, grabbed my phone from my pocket, and I called Mom. Yeah, from now I ain't gonna wait so long to stop off at a Texaco, buy a Slim Jim and a Coke. Park out by the water just to watch that river flow. Grab my guitar from the back seat, write a song just for me. Sing it for the blue skies and a couple live oak trees. Think of home, grab my phone from my pocket. Instead of saying tomorrow I'm gone, I called Mama. I called Mama.
Capriotti's Rancho Mirage serves mouthwatering subs crafted with premium ingredients. Join them for a taste experience like no other and indulge in their signature flavors that will leave your taste buds tingling with delight.
Our next guest is the amazing singer-songwriter, musician, Miss Giselle Wu. Hi, Giselle.
Hi, Tracy.
Thanks for coming in today.
Oh, thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah. We have a lot to catch up on. It's been a while.
Years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it
yes.
has been. So you are currently performing with Las Tias, which is with your fiance,
Janine.
Janine.
Yes.
And then you still perform with Giselle Wu and the Night Owls.
Yes.
And who all are in the Night Owls currently?
The Night Owls is Janine. She's been doing percussion and backup vocals and some guitar. We got Marco Murrieta on bass and guitar, the Christian Colin on lead guitar, and then Jose Ceja on drums.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what have you been up to? What's going on with everything, with all your projects currently?
Yes. Well, still doing our thing, still rocking the stages. I've felt a little shift. This year we've been kind of going out more. Like last year we went to Oxnard in the summer. Just a few weeks ago we played in 29 Palms. So we're being invited like outside of the valley, which is kind of refreshing for
that is nice.
for us. And so it's just fun to share like the music with new like ears and stuff like that.
Exactly. Get in front of new people.
Yeah. So that's been revitalizing, and Yeah, so just excited. Just we've always kind of just stayed creating
Yeah.
since the pandemic. We just kind of meet. We try to meet regularly, but sometimes, work schedules and stuff like that
Right.
get in the way. But we make it we make it like a point to see each other, to play, to work on new ideas. We have so many like new ideas. It's a
Are
little
you working on
overwhelming.
some new music?
Yes, we want to put out like a new EP. I don't know
Okay.
how close we are to it, but I know that the ideas are overwhelming. So it's just a matter of like staying organized and focused and writing
Yeah, exactly.
lyrics and stuff like that. So, but that's been fun, like that we're openly and actively working on.
Right. Moving
Um,
forward with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would
So,
love to
yeah.
hear some new
Yes,
stuff from
new
you
stuff.
guys.
We
Yeah, and I always love to go and hear you perform because you're
Thank you.
just amazing, live and in person. So yeah, it's
Thank
a good show.
you. Thank you so much. We actually from CB Weekly won Best Live Performing Band. So
Yes, I
it
know.
makes sense that you just said that out loud, and I'm
Yes.
like, oh yeah, we did do that. So
Yeah, I don't
we're
remember
fun.
what
We're
year it
fun.
was. It's been a while ago, but
That's
and I think
okay.
you won another one as well.
Yeah, duo with David Macias when we would do a lot of the. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was years ago when we would do like open mics and just kind of perform together and stuff. It was
Yeah.
cool to get that with my friend, my good friend. But yeah, so that's what we've been kind of actively doing. In between, we'll get hired to perform here and there. We like to perform like just whatever it is. Lately it's been like for the cities, so it's like in the big amphitheaters. We
Right.
had the privilege of performing for the first the center stage that opened up in Indio.
Right.
We got to perform like the first inauguration or something like
Yeah.
that of that stage. So that
And that's
was
such a
cool.
cool little venue they've got going on out there.
It is so cool. It's forming, like it's becoming this cool little spot,
Yeah.
much needed,
Right.
for everyone. I feel it's nice to have a venue and
Yeah.
nice to have an area where community can come together, whatever age, families, whatever,
Yeah.
So that's
And
cool.
where else are you performing?
With
What do you
Las
have coming up?
Diaz, actually, we have a weekly residency at a restaurant in Desert Hot Springs called Delicias. It's super delicious and
Mhm.
amazing. The owners, they go above and beyond, So Las Diaz is there weekly. It starts to get toasty, so I'm not sure what's going on or what's going to happen in the summer months
Do you play
ahead.
outside?
No, we play indoors, which might not affect us really.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's just people
Mhm.
wanting to get in their car
Yeah,
and go
exactly.
anywhere.
Yeah, walking that 3-minute like walk to your car. I don't know if not a lot of people. I can't
Yeah.
do that. But
And
yeah,
what night are you there?
we're there either a Friday or a Saturday
Okay.
night. It depends on. They kind of like to alternate it, just to give their clientele or their patrons, some options there. But we're there from 7 to 9. What might change is the hours during the hot summer. It's
Right.
like maybe 6 to 8
little
or something
earlier.
like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not. We'll keep everybody updated. We try to be a little more active on our Instagram page, Facebook page, all those social media pages that are like hard to keep track of, but it's the best way we can,
Yeah. Yeah, get it out
communicate.
there.
Exactly.
And you said you have a show coming up at the end of the month,
hmm
and that's going to be up at.
Super excited about
Yeah,
that.
tell us a little bit about that.
We're gonna perform at Pappy and Harriet's June 20. It's that last Sunday in June.
Is it the 29th?
29th, I believe.
yeah.
Yes. And shout out to Matt King and June's Booking that got together with Pappy's and curated this show. We've almost like performed with Café Canela before, but it didn't go through. But this time they're going to be headlining. And if you haven't heard of Café Canela, I encourage you to check them out. It's beautiful, soulful music coming out from the Coachella Valley.
Okay.
It's
We'll have to check
yeah,
that
we'll
out.
have to, yeah, definitely. And then we're gonna also have on the bill the Divines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a great night with some like cool Chicano vibes, you know.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really magical.
Yeah, Matt's doing some really cool stuff with his Dunes booking. We just had
Yeah.
him on as
Oh
well.
my gosh, what a
Yeah.
what a
He's such
guy!
yeah.
What a guy!
Yeah, we love Matt. He's cool.
He's done so
Yeah.
much. I mean, he started here, no, writing. Has he ever written?
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
I
no.
wish we had him writing for us.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Musician, just a doer, you know, like kind of like you guys,
Yeah.
doers, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he is very much impresses me. Yeah. So, I know that you played Coachella in 2022.
2022.
And how did that come about? And I always ask because a handful of locals, if a handful at all, have gotten to play Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
And which we wish more people from
Had that
locally got to
opportunity.
do that. But how did it come about with you being able to do so?
Well, I almost like want to know the source of that as well. But I heard that that we got scouted, but I'm not sure if that's accurate or not.
Mm-hmm.
But we were performing at Cazuela's Cafe, the Night Owls. We would perform once a week there, during like maybe I want to say like a Tuesday night. We played there for a while. And then we entered the Tachiva
Oh, yeah.
contest.
Yeah.
And got far there and ended up winning that. And then we just got like invited to perform for Cella, which is
Right.
the in-between show that Golden Voice kind of sponsors or you know is it's that Wednesday between the Coachella weekends. And we got to perform that with Mon Laferte. And that was incredible because Mon Laferte, like, she's amazing. So yeah, we had a quick little like opening set, and then that was that. And then we were like, okay, that was super cool. And then August of that same year came about 2019. In August, I get an email, and it's Golden Voice asking me if I would be interested in performing 2020 Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, of course, I was like, absolutely, this is a dream come true. And so we had to keep it under wraps.
Mm-hmm. So it was 2020 or 2022?
We were supposed to perform
you were supposed
2020.
to. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they invited us, and we said yes, and we were keeping it, you know, down low, trying to play as much as we could, you know, so we could just get tight and prepare. And then we're like, oh shoot, we don't have like an album out, you know. So January, February, we talked to Frank over at Sound Hub Studios, and we got in. He's like, we gotta have an album like in the next like 2 months. Like, is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
So February, we were just going and tracking and doing this. And then as soon as that process was starting, things were happening with COVID.
That's okay. That's what I figured. That's why you didn't
Yep.
get to. So then you were invited
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah. So that was crazy, obviously, and super scary. And then they postponed it. Okay, we're going to do it in November or whatever. and then they postponed it again.
So, what would you say is the pinnacle or highlight of your career so far?
I would say
That
Coachella 20.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I think that's like what kind of like the biggest drive that I had as a new musician, as an aspiring musician, and now as a working musician. Like, I think that going to Coachella, you know, in 2011 or whatever, you know, and seeing Coldplay, Chris Martin just up there like singing, and I'm just like, what is this like amazingness, you know? And just every musical show I go to, it's hard for me not to imagine myself on that stage. So when I got the call, it was more like, wow, like manifestation really works, and actually like and when you're focused on something and when you want something, like, you know, sooner or later you're
Yeah.
gonna get it. So it's like, be careful what you like wish for, in a sense, you know. But in this sense, it was like a great experience.
Yeah.
You know, like,
So, what would be your
wow.
next dream gig?
My next dream gig would be touring with the Night Owls.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I would love to tour in Mexico.
Mhm.
I would love to, yeah, just tour with them, do festivals
Mhm.
again, do Coachella again.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. Yeah, we're,
Hint, hint.
you know, I mean, we see like the Marias year after year, like they started at Gobi, then they're invited to the outdoor stage. Then
Right.
they're invited, you know, like then
The
or
stage
it was
gets a little
Gobi,
bigger
and then
every
it was
time.
Mojave, and now
Yeah.
it's like outdoors, and you know, like that would be super cool to work our little way up. You know, we start in the Sonora tent, which is the indoor, you know, tent that they have. It'd be sick to play in Gobi, Mojave. You know,
Yeah.
it would just be so cool to be back.
Yeah, moving up on
Yeah.
the stages.
Yeah. And we having like a little, like a longer set. You know, we had a 20-minute set, you
Yeah.
know, but we wouldn't change it for the world, you know,
Yeah.
all of us. It was there was tears shed, there was tears of joy between the guys and us, and it was just beautiful experience, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Coachella.
What advice would you give other young, up and coming female musicians?
Yeah. I would say like just oh, sorry, touch the mic. I would say like really just believe in yourself and your ability. I know it's easier said than done, because I still at this age still struggle with the confidence, with the insecurities, with the doubts, you know. I don't know if I've ever just not had those feelings, but it's the important thing is like like pushing through those thoughts that can get so heavy that they
Right.
weigh you down to where you can't move and you can't progress and
Almost
you can't.
paralyzing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, like, even if in that moment, like, you feel like you can't, like, you'll be surprised, like, how strong, like, your mental and your heart and body is, you know, if you just, like, push through the tough
Right.
times, because there's tough times.
No matter what field
Yeah.
you're in. Yeah.
No matter what
exactly.
field you're in.
But if it's something you really love and
Yeah.
you want to do, you just have to, keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have that love for it. And I mean, it's not always love, but it's love.
Yeah.
Like,
the basis.
it
of
doesn't go
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would say that if you're a young musician, or if you're a young professional, or if, with professional dreams,
Right.
like the difference is,
Believe in yourself and
Yeah.
don't give up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can work towards. There's steps, there's help, there's resources, there's there's so many tools that you can use to get there.
To help you.
Yeah, exactly. You're not alone.
And you used to do massage,
I
but
still do
oh, you do?
massage,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
here
Well, I'm
and
gonna have
there.
to book an appointment.
Yes,
For
I
sure.
do.
But you have another job now that you're doing. Want to tell us a little bit
Yes,
about that?
yes. Shout out to Chef Wu. I'm over at Lives Palm Springs at the Palm Springs Art Museum. It's right next to the Annenberg Theater. It's the cutest little cafe restaurant that I feel has popped out in a long time out here in the Coachella Valley. Really proud of being a part of the team, and it allows me to socialize, to to host, to serve people. I love to serve people, and then I have time to do my music, which
Which
it's
is
hard to
very
find
important.
that balance.
Yeah.
The work and life balance is super hard to find. So, it's a morning to afternoon gig, and then put on my cape and do my night rock and roll stuff. Yeah.
Nighttime gig. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's been a nice experience. I've been there since February. We opened in February.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to check that out sometime.
Oh, please,
Yeah.
please, all of you, everybody.
What would people be surprised to know about you, about Giselle?
Be surprised. I'm a little shy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that surprising? A little bit.
Well, a little, but not really. Because I mean, you one-on-one you are, but then you perform and you're so dynamic. So
yeah. I think a lot of people think that because of my stage presence that I'm a little more, outgoing and crazy. But I'm a little shy. I'm a little timid. I don't know when that happened. I think that the pandemic was really hard for me. And I feel like when I parked my car here, I was like, what am I going to talk about? And then I thought just be honest, I feel like I'm just getting back to normalcy.
Yeah.
3 years later, 5 years later, it's.
Yeah, I think it took everybody a while. Yeah, it was a slow start coming out of the pandemic and getting started again, and even the music in the valley and the whole bit.
So right now it's nice to see so much youth, so much music, so much punk rock, so much the mosh pits, and all these shows coming out.
A lot of new bands, young bands coming up.
So cool to see that.
Too,
it's amazing to me, and it's just we're back, somewhat, because I felt like everybody was in an upswing in 2019. Everybody was the energy was
and then it just
then boom, and so it's starting to feel like that again, which
is really good.
But now it's getting back into it with a new
perspective,
new mindset. It's a little different, maybe a little more reserved, I don't know, just protecting or something.
Maybe we were able to bring you out of your shell a little bit today.
You were, and I appreciate that because it's not easy. For me.
Well, it's a little different too when you're on camera,
Which is cool.
But
to be here.
Well, where can people find you? Do you have a website or?
Yes, we do.
Social medias?
Yeah. Well, we have GiselleWuandTheNightOwls.com.
Okay.
We try to keep that updated with show flyers and events and ticket links and stuff like that. And then just Instagram. We don't have the the TikTok or anything like that.
Right.
We're a little different in that sense, but we still do the Facebook. I know that might be like ancient history for a lot of people.
No, I think a lot of people still do Facebook, and
Mhm.
everybody's, about Instagram now
Yeah,
too.
so
Okay.
and then we have some YouTube videos online. You can just look us up. We have a page, so just everything Giselle and the
Okay.
Night Owls. And
All right.
stuff
So
like that.
Giselle Wu and the nightowls.com. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you so much for coming in and talking with us today.
Of course.
Got to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you so much. And you'll come back and perform for us sometime too.
Yes, that would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Giselle Wu.
yeah, promise.
Thanks. I would like to thank our guests today, Jimmy Yeary, Giselle Wu, and of course, our main episode sponsor, Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino, as well as our advertisers, Mojave Gold and Capriati's. I always have to give a big shout out to Bill Lacombe behind the camera, and also to Kurt Schawacker, our editor, who gets everything together. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the show, and that's a wrap.